Hello, this is Will from JourneyToWallStreet.blogspot.com. I'm here to do a trade review of a HOT trade I made a couple of days ago. So let's start off with the bigger picture idea. I like the 68 level. I kind of like that HOT had a really huge consolidation area here. It finally broke through and it pulled back to the EMAs and developed a base along 68. So my bigger picture plan is I want to be along above 68 for a chance for a breakout. So let's drill down to the intraday. As you can see, here is the close on Monday where it tried to hold above, failed, tried again, and failed. So let's start off in the open. So it started off and it hit that level and it started to pull back. At this point, when I saw this candle, I decided that I wanted to have a plan to get in kind of before the break and then add up and through after the break. So this candle I got in, and now I have confirmation that it's ready to work, and my plan now is to add through the highs, and then there it is. I actually pretty much got the high print of this candle, I think. But anyways, now I'm expecting this stock to continue to make new highs. It may bounce off 68 a bit, but it will continue to hold above. But it was immediately rejected. So at that point, I knew that my stop had to have been the low of the day. So I just kind of waited to see what happens, and bam, stopped me out. So my analysis now is I still like the 68 level, and it still may come into play later on, but I just had to wait for another opportunity to get back in. I don't want to just buy here and kind of have no stop and just keep waiting. So I waited, I waited, I waited, and finally, when it started to consolidate here, and I noticed that the EMAs were starting to become a little bit of a resistance level, I was thinking, I mean, one of three things can happen. It either can continue going sideways, or it can hit the EMAs and fail, or it can develop some kind of pattern and break through the EMAs and potentially make the 68 level in play again. So at this point, I kind of had a feeling that it was gonna do the latter and break through. So here is when I got into some with the idea of instead of just buying through 68, I wanted to see some consolidation above there. I didn't want to just see one candle and buy. I wanted to see it develop an actual base. So I just let it kind of play out, kept watching, and then it started to trade sideways. And this is when I started to really like it because basically this is a really big bull flag, right? So around this time was when I got in some more, somewhere around this area. And from then on, I just played the waiting game. Either this fails and it breaks back through the 68 level, but because I bought some down here and up here, my average price was still pretty decent, so I was okay with losing on this trade. So okay, it started to make his move, not really pulling away from the levels too much, but it's still making progress and started to pick up steam towards the end of the day. And I think at this point, we see how it traded sideways along. What price is this? 47, 48, 48, 48, around the 48 cent level. I decided that once it breaks below that, I'm gonna get out of some more. And there, I got out of some more, and this was the end of the day. I decided to hold the shares overnight because, like I said, my bigger picture plan was it looks great on a daily, and I wanted to see if it can keep continuing. So let's fast forward to today, and I knew that Bernanke had things to say this morning, so I was awake pretty early. First time I was awake at 6:30, and I don't know, a long time. So I just watched hot, and at this point I just wanted to manage my position. I wasn't really looking to get much bigger because I knew it could be a risk on or risk off day. Just needed to see what the market does to know. and of course it turned out to be a risk off day. But anyhow, so market starts and everything looks great. It makes new highs, pulls back, and then continues to make new highs again. And at this point, I kind of wanted to sell some, but I was slow in my execution, and I didn't really get out of any until like maybe down here. And I was just watching, and once it kind of retested these levels, I got out of some more around here, and I just held on to the rest of my shares. And it continued to make new highs, and and I thought everything was looking good. Then all of a sudden, the market turned, and it turned viciously. So instead of holding on to these shares, I decided to kind of get out around this pivot area here, and I probably got out maybe maybe right here when see how I kind of made a 3 bar pullback right into the EMAs, and usually that for me is a short signal. So I knew I knew what was coming, so I got out. Uh, I think it was below the low of here, but maybe I didn't get out until like down here. But the whole thing is I've seen these type of short setups before, and I didn't want to be a part of it. And eventually it failed and kept failing and kept failing, and then kind of leveled off. So that's my trade in HOT. It was a 2 day long trade ba- based solely on the 68 level. I mean, it still might be in play. It's still, I mean, it still hasn't really failed, but because of how the market reacted today and how it was such crazy volume and like a crazy topping tail in the spies, this is the first time you've seen one of these in a long time. So I rather just play a little bit cautious and try to find better levels to play off of. I mean, it might pull back into the EMAs, or the 68 level might come back into play tomorrow, and I might be able to make another trade. But I wanted to reduce my overnight risk just in case we have a follow through day, knowing that I can always get back in. So I'm not too concerned right now. And thank you for watching. And this is my second review today. Maybe I'll do a third. All right. Thanks. Bye.